I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Don't label us left or right. Our American. Not looking for a war, but we came to fight. Our American. Somebody's gotta stand up. Stand up. Somebody's gotta do what's right. We're rising cause we're fed up. Got our house in order and got yours inside. I am American. That's what I am. It's what I think and what I do. I am American. That's what I am. And I bleed red, white, and blue.
Alrighty, my fellow patriots, are we ready to rock? Oh boy, 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 boy! I'm telling you, this is going to be the most exciting week of my life. It really is, and I appreciate everybody listening. And I'll tell you what. First off, I got to go after some people. That's what I do. I got to go. Don't continue the fear mongering. My God, some of you people drive me crazy. Good morning, Suzanne. You guys drive me crazy. I mean, it's like, oh my God, the mayor's gonna do this and somebody's gonna do that. Do you live your life like that? I mean, when TV comes on, do you go on there and you go, oh my God, COVID's really bad. We're all gonna die. I mean, that's what it sounds like. You know, let me tell you something right now. I was talking to a business owner yesterday in St. Louis, and I said, okay, you got the COVID garbage you got to deal with, but if one day the mayor comes out and says, all right, you have to close your business down because a bunch of Republicans are coming here, what do you think would happen? What do you think would happen? And she goes, I wouldn't close. There's no way. She has a bar. Let me switch cameras here because it looks like it's having a little problem with the camera there. Let me get this real quick. All right, let's see if this is a little bit better here. Yeah, my left one had a little problem last time, so let's do that. There you go. Just a different look. So anyway, I look at this one this time. So anyway, just stop freaking out. You people drive me crazy. You really do. And we're going there's gonna be at least 1 million of us, if not more. And I'm gonna meet all kinds of people there. And I'm looking forward to it. God knows, it'll be so easy to find each other. You know, like your St. Louis is like, let's meet at the Sam Musial statue, and you see 100 people there. But there's only 50,000 going to the game. Try 1 million. So it's going to be fun. So anyway, if you're looking for me, I'll be staying in Arlington. It'll be fun. I'll be with we're going to be our friend Suzanne. We're going to be a bunch of people. Suzanne and her husband, and we're going to have fun. I mean, we're not going there just to party. We're going there to save our country. And it's really interesting. Now I want to warn you people about, when you hear some of the things that are going on. I can tell you right now. Suzanne says, I'm so excited I can't sleep. When you see some of the stands that some of these people are taking, some of the Republicans. Now, I'm not talking about the loser, never Trumpers like Roy Blunt and Lamar Alexander and a bunch of them, Mitt Romney. They're lost. They're useless anyway. We know that. I'm talking about the other ones that are Trump supporters because they're playing a role here. So I'm not, at first people like, oh no, Pence is going. It's like Pence is there. Pence, I mean, one of my friends, she goes, I'm really concerned about Pence. And I go, Pence is on the Trump team. I saw Pence in 2016 when he was at the Chesterfield Marriott or something like that, gave a speech. In fact, if any of you were there, I'll tell the story. It's actually really interesting. I think it was like close to, what was it, August or something like that, July, August 2016. And what happened was Pence was there, and I could tell you right now, you could tell. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of these people are full of crap. The guy's sincere. The guy is sincere, and he admires President Trump. There's no doubt he admires the guy, and he's learning from him because he's learning what a real leader does. He really is. Well, Pence is up there. Now, any of you people there may not know some of this, but I can go to the media part. I don't even go there. It's not even worth it. Yes, I am a part of the media, believe it or not. So anyway, I was standing up there just like everybody else, and Mike Pence made a comment, and this is before he's vice president, and he made a comment. He said, well, we're really sorry about the passing of Phyllis Schlafly. And Phyllis Schlafly was a huge Trump supporter. And two idiots were in front of me. There was a guy and a gal, probably in their mid-20s, and they started saying, F Phyllis Schlafly. I mean, just as usual, leftist garbage, vulgar and pathetic, and I was an ex-cop, and I went up and I grabbed the guy and armbarred him, and gave him to the security to get the hell out of there, and somebody else got the gal, but we got him out of there. But that just shows you the rudeness of these people. So I wasn't a heroine like that. Anybody could have done it, but I helped get his butt out of there. It was like, God, what a turkey! And these are the people. These are the people we're going against, and they're worse now than ever. So if you're going for the right reasons. There's no doubt. And I have to tell you, you women just shock me, guys. I can't tell you how many of you are saying, well, I'm going to stay home. I'm going to watch the house. Yeah, right. Like it needs watching. It just, I give the women so much credit, and they're going, hey, myself and my daughter are going, and myself and my two girlfriends are going. There's probably a bunch of groups of women going that I've talked to, and they were signing up for the bus. And by the way, I want to give a huge kudos to Chuck Dodson, who did a remarkable job getting this bus together. Saturday night, I got to spend my night trying to get people on the bus. You people are a pain in the ass, you know that? It's just amazing. I had to call back 3 people and say, you're supposed to deposit the money, PayPal, and you didn't do it. Oh, yeah, I did. And they go back, and it's like, oh, I thought it was, I didn't know it was Hotmail. I thought it was Gmail. It's like, well, I sent the address to you. And the other one said, it's just funny. I had fun with it, though, because I got to tell you, everybody I talked to was super excited. Everybody I talked to is not expecting, I'm just so nice. They were just so nice. They couldn't wait to go there. And the few people later on, yesterday, Lori Ann and some other ones that contacted me that they just didn't have enough, they didn't get on the bus. They weren't mad at anybody. It was like, I can't believe it. No, you know what they're doing? They're trying to figure out a way to get there. They really are. So it's really quite interesting. Now, I woke up. Yesterday I tried to stay away from a lot of this because I have to. But there was a phone call between President Trump and that turkey. Good morning. That turkey Ratzenberger, I think that's his name. The Raffensperger, who did everything he could to orchestrate the theft of the election. Now, I have a different take on it than a lot of people because people say, well, that's a different state. Now, I know most of the people agree with me here, but my thought process is that voter fraud in any form in any state is bad because otherwise it eliminates our votes in Missouri. If you got an election in Georgia or Michigan or Arizona, all these places, and they're screwing up the vote. The Democrats are doing what they can, what they've been doing for years. I'm sorry, we have a problem. It's not fair to the voters in that state, and it's certainly not fair to the voters in our country. And if you're voting for a national election, I really there's something that does need to change here. Now you have to remember something. This is where I get really hard on my listeners, viewers. I got to say viewers because you're looking at me. But the reason we have so much corruption, and you guys know this, so much corruption in our legislatures and in our political offices, because we've kind of sat back and let it happen. I have a strong feeling that's not going to happen forever. The vision I have for real Republicans and the getting away from the established Republicans, because look, the established Republicans are the people that none of us can stand, and they're the ones being supported. Have you seen one Republican commercial? Have you seen one Republican commercial about showing the vote count in the different states? I haven't seen a damn thing. Maybe you've seen it in your state. I haven't. If you have, please let me know. I haven't seen it. So it's just one of those things that, Darren, I want to tell you right now, I think what Darren said, Trump tried to give them a chance to clean up the phone list last night. Well, I'll tell you what. I think because a lot of these people that win elections, they're very smooth and lawyer-like and whatever. They can lie without you would not even know it. They fooled a lot of voters, and it's one of those things that they're corrupt as beyond anyone's imagination. And you have to wonder. I mean, I understand Roy Blunt in Missouri is going to retire. Well, he's going to lose anyway. The only reason he won last time is because he was riding Trump's coattails. That's the only reason he won. And I have to admit that I was one of the people that had to endorse him. It would killed me, but I did that for our president. But this time is a different story. That SOB needs to be gone like so many others. And we're going to make sure. But let me tell you what's happening right now. And I know we're all concerned about the election. I mean, God knows I am. But the corrupt politicians, they're standing in line and saying, "Oh, I'm not like him." And it's up to us to say, "Yes, you are," because most of them, not all, and the reason most of them is because we let it happen. Yes, you can tell they're lying if their lips are moving. That's about it. Yeah. Here, I'll tell you what. They make teenager lies look like nothing. I mean, I have said for years, politicians are the best liars money can buy. Make no mistake about it. They are the best liars. And if you think anything different, you don't know what you're talking about. They really are. I'm telling you what, they drive me up a wall. You know what drives me up a wall is when we allow it to happen. That's where I get most upset. But it's changing, and I'm really excited about going. My friend Suzanne and I, she owns a business. She's doing everything she can to get there. There are some people so determined, so turned on. If anything happens this time, I'll say one thing. It has awakened a lot of people. I mean, we always call ourselves the silent majority, and for years I'm going to say, we can't be silent anymore. We cannot be silent. The silence is killing us. The silence is allowing the left to win. And the arrogance of those people, I know Suzanne and some other people been on some of the Facebook walls of St. Louis Post-Dispatch and the different media outlets. And every time I read, and if you haven't read one, every time I read one of these media outlets, the media is supposed to just tell you the news. But it is not about the news anymore. It's all about opinions. Let me see if I can find something here, because some of these are literally disgusting. I don't want to make you throw up this morning, but I may. Some of these are disgusting because I'm watching some of these people and what they're doing, the Post and the rest of them, and wrong one there. And watching what they're putting out there, and they're looking on here. What? Okay. We're looking on here. By the way, we're leaving this morning, so just so you know, we're stopping on the way. I'll see if I can find it as we're talking here. Of course, it's not going to show up, but I don't want that. I want my timeline. It's Monday. I got up early. No, I'll tell you what. I am really excited about meeting everybody. Everybody, as I've told anybody, the idea that it's we got to stop having heroes when it comes to patriotism. I mean, there are some. Don't get me wrong. I want everybody to be a hero. I want everybody to turn around and say, "What can I do? What can I say?" Let me see here. By the way, if you're in Missouri, that Black Lives Matter gal, that nutcase, she makes AOC look like a conservative. We have Cori Bush now. How do you like that one? That just goes to show you how bad it is. You know, I'll tell you what. I'm looking at some of these headlines real quick here. I'm looking for a couple in particular. It's kind of funny because they hide them so well. Now, this is KMOV. The parade will celebrate America's heroes. Highlight. Let me see. Biden's inaugural committee hosting virtual parade. You know why? You know why he says that? Because nobody's going. You're leaving at 1? Oh, okay. Yeah. It's the headline is Biden's inaugural committee hosting virtual parade across America on Inauguration Day. That's because nobody's going there. We're going to be there. I guess they can have their own virtual one. That's okay because it's going to be our president. Our current president, not the one that wishes he was. Now this is the kind of garbage they put out. This is KMOV in St. Louis. This is a headline. I mean the words before the headline. All I want to do, it's a quote supposedly. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have. Because we won the state. And KMOV, theirs is in call. Trump demands Georgia officials find votes to tilt election, like he's doing something illegal. How about doing the legal thing? What? You know, I'll tell you what. I'm looking at some of these headlines. And I think some of the stupidest comments. If you want to see stupid comments, all you have to do is go on some of these and read. I know some of us are brave enough to do it. Read some of these media postings at Facebook, and then when you read the comments, you'll go, "My God, this is sick. This is sick." Gun show in St. Charles this weekend. A lot of panic buying, very high prices, and heavy volume. Yeah, you know what? It's really interesting because I know we know some people like Carl and some other people who go to the gun shows and they sell their guns. They are busier now than they've ever been. Well, you're right. You're right, Suzanne. Trump was giving. I'm going to go back to Raffensperger. He's the guy, Raffensperger, whatever. He's the guy in the Secretary of State. And I'll tell you what I did here, and I think I mentioned this the other day. I heard from a high-end security official. Now, everybody listen up. A high-end security official that he expects the arrest of the governor and the Secretary of State of Georgia. And he is saying this is a sting that you've never, a sting like no other sting before. And there's so many guilty people, as we know. There's so many guilty people, and that it's really shocking what's going on behind the scenes. So that's why I want everybody to be very, very happy with what's going to happen in the future here, because I think it's going to be fine. I really do. I don't want to do that. Let's see, go back to this. Yeah, my one camera they gave out the other day is doing it again. So anyway, I'm glad I got 2 cameras. Thank you, Nikki. She suggested that. So anyway, we're going to meet now. Just so you know, if you happen to be going there, I've given my number out. I'm not going to give out here because I don't need a bunch of nutcases that are watching the show. Believe me, I'm going to have. I know some of the people done it, and I'm going to get phone calls from idiots. But if for some reason you call me, I'm going to do my very best to have headphones on or something, because honestly, the part of getting old is you don't hear as well as you used to, and you can have hearing aids, all that stuff in there that just isn't as well. So I've got different types of headphones I'll have on. Believe me, I got more headphones here than most people. But it's going to be an interesting time. So if you text me, that's probably best. And if when you text me first, I would say text me first. I'll do my best to keep track of that. Yeah, Nancy, you read them too, huh? I read the comments this week, and they are sick. The media is stirring. The media is by far the domestic terrorists we have. Make no mistake about it. They are the domestic terrorists. Now, you say Nancy. Is that Nancy? Is that Nancy? My friend Nancy? I'm wondering because I don't see her there. I'm wondering because somebody said I'm taking her place, and I'm like, now I know she's going. I have a feeling she's so antsy that she wants to drive there and get there early. So I don't blame her. And by the way, tomorrow, let me see, Wednesday is the day. That's when everybody's going to be for sure. A lot of people are getting tomorrow, but Wednesday morning at 7 o'clock, the president's going to be out there. And if somebody will, I don't have it right here with me. If somebody will, please post what it is. Please post where the president's going to be. In fact, I need to look at the itinerary. I'm really bad about that. I usually, because I got so much going on, I don't have time to look at it as early as I can. Some of you people that do a lot of planning are probably a lot better than I am. And you're right. You're right. The media on Facebook. Why are they on Facebook? You know why the media is on Facebook? Because nobody's reading their garbage. I would never buy their paper. When I was on the front page of the Post, somebody had to tell me, and the only reason they had it was because it was in their office, something like that. Well, good. We need all the real Republicans we can get. Yes, she is. But I'm just telling you. There's my good friend Keith. He's a real Republican. I'm telling you what. As time goes on, we have a lot of real Republicans. I am so excited about the people we have. And everybody wants to do something. Well, I shouldn't say everybody. If this is one of my pet peeves. You get the people that all they want to do is just read and then tell everybody else what we just read. And they want to sing to the choir. Well, we need some choir singers. We don't need somebody to sing to the choir. We need people. The choir singers are people, not just the one talking, the ones that are doing, the ones that are going to do everything they can to help take our country over. We cannot take our country over if we're if we're on Facebook playing games all the time. Facebook isn't worth it anyway. But my friend Keith is a very active person. There are a few of us have been extremely active for years, and I think, and Keith may agree with me on this, but I think we're all to the point, we're up to here, that we've had enough. We watched the state legislators. I know a lot of them. A lot of them are useless. I want to say other words because they irritate me so much. And the reason to get there is because people believe their lies. And when we get real Republicans going all the way, 2021 is going to be our year to rock. We hope to take over the country with Republicans, and the established Republicans, and they're going to fall apart anyway. Yeah, the 10%ers, right. We are We don't, you know what we want to do, Keith? We want to change the 10% rule. We want it to be, and I think we are. I really do. I think people are so pissed off. A good friend of mine, actually, we were mad at each other for a while, but now she understands my attitude. I've had an attitude for years. I'll tell you right now. My attitude has been anger towards so many people because they sit back and say, oh, it'll all be okay. It's not okay. It's not. And as you can see, and when you've got all these legislators and, these state representatives and secretary of states and all that, forget it. Good morning, Mr. Schwartz. How are you? When you have these people out there and they're just totally doing the opposite of what you voted for, it's almost time to go grab them. It really is. It's almost time to grab them and take them out in the woodshed and kick their ass. Really. And I'll tell you what, I'm not joking about this. I'm not trying to be, I'm not a violent person, and we wouldn't be violent. But that house that they're going to be in, the U.S. Capitol, belongs to each and every one of us. And don't be surprised if some of us are so infuriated by the garbage that they're pulling inside that we go in and take it over. And you may think I'm joking. I think there's a lot of people that are really that pissed off. We don't want to hurt anybody. We just want to let them know that they better be scared. They better be intimidated. We are the American people. We are the America's army. And like I said, I see so many people going. And you women, I'll tell you what, I'm getting out of your way. You'll be the first ones to go. No, I'll be the first one to go. Believe me, I'm dying here. What I'm doing, and I'm sure you people feel the same. When we get there, my goal is to get our country. Our goal is to make sure that we have a fair and honest election, and that the right person won. It's not, for these senators, and this is what really irritates me, for these senators and congressmen that say, oh, well, we'll fix that later. No. We're not going to let it go. We aren't going there so we can just have a little disagreement. Because when you are going to lie and cheat and try to steal my life away, Houston or D.C., we have a problem. And I'll tell you what, how many of you people out there that are going are as mad as I am that you want to do everything we can? You're right, Keith. I know you are, Keith. I mean, there's somebody like us that it's like we can go there, and there's no way. And by the way, there are a few things to look at, and I'm going to mention this. When you're in the crowds, look for some people. If you see somebody with a Trump hat on backwards, be suspicious. Doesn't mean for sure. Be suspicious. If you see somebody with a Trump shirt on, some kind of Trump garb on, and it's inside out, be suspicious. Be suspicious. I'm not saying it is. Chances, if they got a Trump shirt inside out, you can guarantee they're not with us. You can guarantee it. And by the way, this is our party. You're going to find some nutcases there. I don't think, I'll tell you what, the Trump army here, I don't think we're the least bit worried about it. I told this story before, right after they had some of the shootings, the school shootings, you notice that happened really big time in the Obama administration. Isn't it interesting? But they had school shootings, and they had a class, and the class was, and we've talked about this already, the class was that everybody go after the shooter. All the kids go after the shooter. And the liberals were upset by that. And the real experts said, no, that's what you should do. Everybody go after them. There's no way a shooter can, no matter who he is, they can knock off 25 kids. They could just all go after him. It's like ants. And no. What do the liberals want? I want my kids to fight for their life. I don't want them to go. There's a place to hide, fine. But you know what? I want everybody to fight for their life. I don't want everybody to run and hide. This is what we've done. We've run and hid enough. And while we're hiding, the liberals have taken over tremendously. And that's where our problem is. Sue, I know you're not worried. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people like Suzanne, my friend Nancy, I'm talking on the women's side, that absolutely, they don't care. They're like, I'll go after that SOB in a heartbeat. Because, there are a lot of people that, oh, protect me. Now it's guys. Now it's guys going, oh, but who's going to protect us? In my lifetime, I've never, ever thought of anyone else protecting me but me. But I think, what I think is turning the women on so much? Because the women, the Trump women, think of their country as their babies, I guess. I'm trying to say it's the right way. I think that that's ours. And that's our babies. And this is our baby. And they want to save our family. They want to save our. That's what. And I'm not trying to be. Whatever. I'm just telling you the way it is. I think that's what it is. And they're like, the hell with it. We're going to do everything we can to save it. And that's what they're doing. So the guys are like, not all the guys. Some of the guys, yeah. I still have I took my Trump flag down yesterday because we're taking it with us. That's why I have it. In fact, I got to figure out a way to be very careful. They may not. I'm just wondering. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what they will and won't allow. A lot of times they won't allow poles, sticks and something like that. So you got to be careful with that stuff. Well, you're right. You can't nurture our family. That's a great way of putting it. You did a better job. That's why I don't think like a woman. We can't nurture our families when the world is a mess. You're right. You know what? Here, and we'll go a step farther. I think that's a perfect answer, Nancy. That's why I said, I can't think for a woman. And by the way, you can't think for a man. And that's just how it is. We're both different. And that's one thing about most of us. We understand. Now the things may be a little bit different in some ways, but in most ways, we can't think the same. Any woman that thinks they could teach a male how to be a man is kidding. We get this all the time in the left. Well, we don't need that man. Well, you don't need a jackass, but if you have a real man there, it goes both ways. And we can't, let me tell you, as a single dad, I couldn't teach my son, I couldn't do the same things. His mother was more, I did my best, but I'm not the same. We are built differently, and that's the way it is. Even if you pretend that you're a woman. Did you see the one? Where was it? It was somewhere where there was a woman, Antifa gal, and she goes, I want a woman to do this. And he goes, how do you know I'm not pretending to be, or whatever it was. You're going to pretend to be a woman. Because that's what we are. All we have to do is pretend. All you have to do is identify. I identify as a billionaire. How's that? I just wish I had the checking account to go with it. You're right. We are programmed differently. That's just the way it is. We're programmed differently. And anybody that thinks different, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. We're just different people, and if we can't accept that, then what's the point, really? I don't like the look. I don't like the fact. Did you see where now they're putting female coaches in the NFL, or the baseball or whatever, both of them? I'm sorry. I guess I'm old school, but I like having the difference between men and women. How many of you women out there, or people out there, not just women, how many people out there, when you look at somebody and you're trying to decide whether it's a man or a woman, well, either way, it's not either one. It's something odd. But how many times have you seen that? Where you're going, I mean, we've done that a few times. It's like, is that a woman or a man? No, that's a guy. And you're looking for the female features arrested, and you can't find it. But you can tell they are. You just don't know. So yeah, yeah. Be prepared. You're right. And when you're there, everybody look. You can buy mace. You can do that. No, no girly men for me. See, that's the kind of woman I like. You know, they don't want any wussified males. Oh, I gotta tell you, there are so many wussified males out there today. I'm embarrassed to say I'm a man. No, I'm a male, not a man, because I think I'm one of the last ones standing. There's a few of us out there. It's like no. We're not. And by the way, I think the feminists have tried to define what a man is today. That, or they even try to tell us that, well, all men, give me a manly man. I love women like that. I do. They try to identify him, and it's like, well, that's because they beat women. That's not a man. Any real man watching the shows will look at and say, a real man doesn't beat a woman. That's a coward. That's a coward, unless they take a swing at me first, then I may have to hit them. But that's about it. And that's happened. You have to admit now, guys. I mean, because women should be doing it. But you ever watch one of the movies, and you see one of the women? I remember watching a Clint Eastwood movie, and the gal took it. Yeah, there you go. Clint Eastwood would think alike. Anyway, Clint Eastwood movie where a gal took something and hit him or something like that, took a swing at him, and he pulled back, and he popped her a good one, and everybody was going, "Yay!" Thank you for your stand. That's fine, Michael. Are you going, Michael? Are you going to DC? We're going. I thought everybody was going. Now I won't have a show tomorrow, but I am going to do a lot of Facebook Live, and then next week I'm off. I'm taking. We're taking a few days off. We're gonna go celebrate our victory on Wednesday. We're gonna have the biggest victory party ever, because if we don't, we're gonna be taking over the Capitol, the U.S. Capitol. Now I know the Secret Service. I'm telling you, I guarantee you, the Secret Service is watching this. But I'll tell you, they know the one thing they know, because when the police show up, they know we're not violent. They know we're not violent. When we went to Channel 4 and protested, we wanted one of these wusses. I'll call them as they are. These pussies that come out. These males that say they're newsmen. You remember what we did? All right, Michael. Great. You remember what we did? You got my number, right? Or you got Wendy's number, whatever. But yeah, just stay in touch, because we're gonna look. We don't have to, but we're going to do our best to get there. And some people aren't want to go where we do. I want to be at the foot at the Capitol myself. I want to be there so we can just say, you better not do this, because if you do, we're all coming in. And I tell you what, they can't stop all of us. Oh, Heidi, let me tell you right now. I was never a Bush fan. I dealt with him. I just, it was the lesser two evils. That's what it was, the lesser two evils, where it was either George W. Bush or, was it, who else? John Kerry, I guess, was one of them, whatever, who ran against him. I never, I wasn't even, in fact, I remember voting in 2008, and that was Obama against John McCain. And I remember standing in line, and somebody says, "So you voting for McCain?" I go, "Hell no." And they go, "What?" I go, "I'm voting for Sarah Palin, because she had more guts than any day than John McCain. John McCain, I've never liked John McCain, ever. And it's really funny. That's where it goes back to what people say. They say, "Dave, you can spot you can spot these people in a heartbeat." And I can't. I knew right away that John McCain was a loser. It was easy. With Bush, it was like, it's like everything else. It's the best we can do, I guess. If it's either this or this. Well, when I went to the polls in in 1980, I voted for a man named Ronald Reagan, and that was the first one I actually voted for on purpose and knowing that he'd be a great president. And I did the same thing with Donald J. Trump. Well, you know what, Suzanne? You're right. That's exactly why we started Real Republicans. I'm so sick of having to pick between the lesser two evils. That's why we are bringing change. Exactly right. Because the Republican, this is what I've been trying to tell people for years. The Republican Party works in concert with the Democrat Party. They have for a long time. In fact, even when Reagan was president, Reagan knew that the Republicans would work behind the scenes on him. He knew that. But he knew there's certain things he had to get done. And he did his best under the circumstances. And he wasn't a Donald Trump. But I'll tell you one thing. Ronald Reagan liked Donald Trump a whole lot and mentioned something about him running for president. Talk about somebody having insight, and he did. I'm sure Ronald Reagan's looking from heaven and going, "You're doing a great job, Donald," and they're trying to come and get you. Did anybody really see how bad the deep state was? Dead serious. Did anybody really see that? I honestly, I knew it was bad, and I'll bet you, I know Trump did. Trump knew when he got into this is going to be the fight of his life. But this is like I've said before, and I'm just going to repeat it because I enjoy saying this. Trump has an ego, but it's the kind of ego that I want people to have. That's the difference. Yes, and one of the reasons he does say things, this is the greatest economy ever, because he wants everybody else to believe it. That's the whole point. When you believe things, you're more likely to do things. That's why he does it. I know a lot of people say, well, he sounds cocky. Good. Because you think the media is going to say it? Do you think establishment Republicans are going to say it? Hell no. And he says, we have put the greatest economy ever together. We've done this. And he says we a lot. An awful lot. That's what Ronald Reagan did. That's why, my friends, because when you got somebody there that's bragging about what we've done, he means that's what we've done. But the media doesn't like that because they want to be bigger than the president. They wanted to control Obama. That's why I never liked that little phrase of, well, he's not acting presidential. Good, because presidential half the time mean bending over and say, can I have another one? But that's really what it amounts to. Sherry said, I had a communist teacher tell me that there were many of them. Oh, boy, was she ever right. Yes. And this is how we all have to look at this. If we allow this to happen, we will allow the establishment to win again, the established Republicans to win again, and that may not sound like much, but it's going to get worse. We're going to allow the worst of the left ever to win. We're going to allow the Chinese to win. We are going to allow Iran to win. These are the people we're actually there against. We're not just there against the Democrats and established Republicans. We're there against the world right now because the world wants to be global. They want a global economy. We are the last standing place in the world for real capitalism, for real Republican, Republican form of government. But to be honest, like I said, the reason it's like that. Well, thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. You're on Chuck's bus number one. Well, we're gonna find out. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. I really am. I'm just me, so don't think I'm anything special. I'm just like everybody else. I really am. I'm just a harder fighter, I guess you could say. I don't know. But all I'm trying to do is get the troops in order. And maybe I'll play general. I don't know, but get the troops in order and let's go and get them. Because I'll tell you, we cannot just sit back and watch. Look at my age. I'm over 21. No, at my age, I'm ready to start the Proud Boys in here in St. Louis. I really am. The Proud Boys, where we don't put up with their crap. I really am sick to death of putting up with leftist crap and watching them get away with it. But this is where we all have to stand together. We really, the problem with the police. Look, I'm a ex-police officer and all this stuff, and I'm not saying the police themselves. The problem with the police most of the time is that they listen to orders, and when they listen to orders, they get orders from people, political police chiefs who are told to do something and they do it. You know. Oh, yeah. No, the media wants all the power. No doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. But we have these police out there, and they really want to do something. I know of a lot of coppers back in Ferguson, the Ferguson days when we had all that stuff going. A lot of them quit after that. And you're going, why? Because they couldn't stand the fact that they had to stand back and do nothing. I'm telling you, I know of them. Did you see where a lot of police officers are quitting all over the place? They're quitting because their jackass political chiefs are there. They're there for the reason of taking their political demands from a leftist mayor or governor, and that's what happened for Ferguson. It really was. And I never, Chief Bowmer of St. Louis County, I lost a lot of respect for him because he didn't say, kiss my ass, Jay Nixon. We're going in there and we're going to protect these people. That's what I'm sorry, that's what their job really is. But that's been taken away from them. No, actually, you know what the job has become? The job has become, in many cases, well, sir, you were going 75 and a 70, and we're going to have to give you a ticket for going 5 miles an hour when nobody else is on the damn highway. That's what it's become. It's become about resources. They want to make money. That's what the police departments have become many times. Not all of them. But for any police department to have to take the abuse that they get from Antifa and BLM, and you are telling your people to stand by, revenue collection, you're right. When you're telling the police to stand by and watch them spit and throw things at you, and you do it, I'm sorry. You're right. Just doing my job doesn't cut it. You're right. You have to be there for a reason. If you notice how things have changed. Especially, let me tell you about elitists here. You remember the days when the doctor used to live down the street? You remember when the lawyer used, everybody, we were all kind of the same. You were just just because you were a carpenter, now it's become different. If you were a carpenter before, you're like, well, you know how to build those things. That's really awesome. We appreciated what each other did. We did. We can't even have differing opinions anymore. I love it. I love it when somebody says, well, I'm a nurse, and you should know that COVID is killing everybody. And I go, but I have friends that are nurses. I got friends that are doctors. And they say you're wrong. Well, those people need to turn their medical license back in because they become so damn arrogant. And whenever I bring up and I always bring this up, I always say, well, what about the fact that doctors have different opinions? Well, only some opinions are right. I see. The opinions that are right are the ones that, if they're liberal, I get it now, because that's really what it amounts to. If you're a liberal doctor, you're a liberal nurse, you're okay. Or a liberal scientist. There you go. I got that one too. I'll bet you didn't know any scientists. I go, well, actually, I do. He's a friend of mine. That's what, he worked in those fields. So he knows all about this, and we've talked about it. A Petri dish on your face. When I first heard everybody wear a mask, I was like, for me, ladies and gentlemen, whenever I hear something, it has to go through my logic brain. And my logic brain is pretty damn good most of the time. Let's come to personal stuff. But anyway, it's pretty good. And actually, it goes through there, and I go, that doesn't sound right. That's like the headlines. For you people that are passing these stupid headlines around trying to scare other people, stop it. I mean, really, stop it. It drives me up a wall. It really does. It's not serving anybody. I don't mean to go back to that. Just you're not serving anybody, because what are you doing? You're just pushing an agenda of the left. You can't do that. I mean, that's the one thing. Everybody watching the show right now, we're going there for a good reason. And hey, have you noticed this too? The ones that are telling us that are the ones that aren't going. Well, now that we know you're a pussy. Sorry, I get a little crude sometimes. You have to deal with it. You know, you got to say it the way, because that's how I feel about it. I'm so tired of having so many wusses within our population. It's embarrassing. I'll tell you what. It's like Black Lives Matter and the rest of it. Okay, if I'm a black person and I see so much crime, and I'm not saying it's all black people, don't go there. I know it's my people won't anyway. But, you see so much crime by these young black males, you have to look at yourself as a race and you're going, we got to fix this. Now, there's a lot of black conservatives that totally agree with me. Totally agree with me. I'll tell you one that bothers me. This is the difference, by the way, between me and everybody else, is that there's a lot of white males between 20 and 70 that are pedophiles. Am I going to go out and try to and do a march to defend their asses? Are you kidding? I'll be the first one to take a gun and pop them. I don't care. If you are a pedophile, you're gone. I don't care. I'll be glad. I'll be glad to slit your throat. I don't have a problem with that. So this is the mentality we all have to have towards that. If you are in a certain, if you're in a certain field, like I said, a nurse, here's one for you. I just saw this yesterday on one of my crime shows. I do that to get away from reality. Right. But actually, I do it. You know why I do it? I think because I want to be able to identify people when I see them. I've always been like that. But the crime shows, they have this Dr. Swango. And Dr. Swango was a doctor who loved to kill people. And he would go in these different places, and he was hired by all kinds of hospitals. Oh, my God, it was amazing. And he would be found, he'd get in trouble, and one hospital wouldn't tell the other, and all this. It was just really bizarre. But he would kill these people. Now, as a doctor or a medical professional, I would say kill the son of him. Get rid of him. We don't need him here. Unbelievable. Oh, God. I'm just, people, I'm telling you what, it's just too easy. It really is. Which doctors perform? There you go. That's a good one. Doctors who perform abortions. How many real doctors are proud of people in their profession that perform abortions? The ones, overprescribed opiates, the one that say smoking was good for pregnant women. You know what? And I'm going to say something here. Most of us, most of us know smoking's not good. I've never been a smoker ever. But you know what? A lot of us, I think some of this is overdone. Not everybody's DNA and body's the same thing. And, I'm not, automatically, this is what I want to stay away from. Automatically, I see a lot of people and they start knocking others and it's no different. And with the smoking thing, look, I don't smoke, so please don't think I do. Don't think I'm an advocate. But my mom smoked when she was younger, and look how I turned out. That might tell you right there. That might tell you the problem. But there was things that happened. The thing is that I know people that smoke until they're 90 and they're fine. I know people that smoke until they're 50 and they're dead. So everybody's body is different. It's probably not good for people. In fact, my ex-father-in-law, they made him stop smoking at 90. You may not believe this. He started going downhill after. Now, granted, he was 90 years old, but he started going downhill after. But he was, for some people, am I wrong for you medical people? It's not, some people's bodies, how come some of us get COVID and some of us don't. Think about it. How come? How come? And by the way, when we go Washington D.C., can you imagine the media? There's a million people out there, and we're gonna fix it for them. Though I already decided we're gonna fix it for them. All right, here's what we're gonna do: is if the media starts saying we're super spreaders, we're gonna act like Black Lives Matter, and we're gonna start rioting. Because apparently, COVID, the smartest disease on the planet, does not affect rioters. So remember that. There are a lot of corrupt doctors. When big pharma started paying large sums of money to them for prescribing what they want pushed, that is true. Oh my God, I'm so glad you bring that up. Suzanne is a medical professional. She knows. But Suzanne is not your normal person, actually, but normal medical professional, because she'll stand up and tell you like it is. That's why we get along so well, because I get up and I'll look at him and say, you may not like what I'm saying, but you ask, I'm going to tell you. Never ask me my opinion, ever. Ask me for my opinion if you may not like the answer, because I've lost friends that way. I wasn't rude when I answered, but I've lost friends that way. I've told them how I felt. Last time I did it is when the COVID crap came up, and I told some acquaintances, I don't even call them friends, but acquaintances, that I thought that it was a very political pushed virus. And next thing you know, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. People that never do any research have no idea whatever. Never. Remember when the doctor would come to your house and no, I don't remember that, Larry. How old are you, Larry? Larry says, remember when the doctor would come to your house in a gray Model T? Larry, you didn't tell us how old you are. There's something you're not telling us here. Yeah. Well, that's why my show starts out. You want the truth. You can't handle the truth. That's why a lot of people don't like it. When I give a speech somewhere, there may be part of that speech that you don't like too much. In fact, this show, I think people are used to it now. But this show, when I tell people get off your asses and help, they go, well, who do you think? That's the most common thing I get. And I get it less today than I used to. But I would say, look, you people need to help. Well, who do you think you are? Look, I got a family raised. I got the rest of it. Oh, I see. And they would give me grief for carrying. You like your politics and that's it. No, I'll tell you what. I wish I didn't have to do politics in a way. I wish I didn't have to go out there and do the things I do. But I do it because I love my country. That's the difference. I want to do everything I can to change what we do in our country. I want to do everything I can. And if that means I got to gig you a lot and tell you got to get off your butts, that's fine. Okay. Any questions for Wednesday, whatever? Is anybody else watching, staying in Alexander, by the way? That's where we're staying. Should I tell you where I'm staying? Not that I really care, I don't really worry about it like, some people. It's like, hey, this is where I'm going. They got to find me. Hey, they know where I am anyway. It doesn't make a difference. And by the way, if you come to our house, we have all kinds of cameras and all kinds of things here. So I always tell people, if you want to visit and you think you can come inside, we will know who you are easily. So it's not a problem. You're going there. Good. Yeah, okay, that's right, Karen. You're going there. A lot of the people going right now, that are watching the show are going right now. It's really cool. So how bad do you people feel that aren't going? I know there's some people that can't go. I get it. But there are a lot of people that are flying there. A lot of people driving. A lot of people taking a bus. Anybody taking a train? I haven't heard about that. Hey, that would have been fun. I never even thought about that. Where to? I get time. Okay, as far as like you people that are going, okay, I'm not really in charge of that. I'm obviously helping with it, but Chuck is going to put all the information on the announcements on the Facebook site, and I had a gentleman call me yesterday. He says, "Yeah, I'd like to know if I can ride with somebody." And I think he's in his 70s. He goes, "My wife doesn't want to go, but I'm going." I that just makes me feel so good when I hear that. But he goes, "I'll drive by myself if I have to. My country's worth it." When I hear that stuff, it just hits me inside. And as some people know, I'm a big softie sometimes. So, no, I really am impressed so many times by the very people that are going, that they are taking days off. They're changing schedules around. They're driving overnight. They're doing all kinds of things. Well, I'm not going to Alexandria. I'm going to Alexander, which is right next to each other. Yeah, because we got some friends staying in Alexandria. We got friends staying in Alexander, whatever. And that's what gets me. I'll say one more time. If you're a fool passing all that stupidity around, good God, go away. Get over yourself. I don't know if you know this. It was President Abraham Lincoln that said, if you see it on the internet, it must be true. Oh, isn't that terrible? Anyway, all right, I'm going to take a break here. So just hang on, get your coffee, whatever you're doing. Oh, I want this. Oh, get the right one here. I'm going to do I know Facebook hates it when I do this one, but that's just too bad because I like this one a lot. So let me set it up here real quick, as I usually do, and we'll get it going. Where is it here? Oh, we got to go through the.
Maybe all we really
got to go
need
through
this
the
year
commercial
is
first.
a little less to worry about. And
I
a little
will
more
say one
time
thing.
with the people we love.
As much as
Give your baby a
I
little
haven't been
more
on
with
Rumble
Enfamil,
much, so I don't know much
the
about
number one
Rumble. I'm
trusted
learning
formula
about all
brand
these
for
things.
brain building and immune support.
There's only so much I
Subscribe
can
to
learn.
Save 10% on every order.
My brain isn't what it used to be. Okay, all right, we're going to go ahead and play a little bit of Lee Greenwood. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a break. Be right back.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'm glad to stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd rather stand up next to you and defend her still
Alrighty. That doesn't excite you, then there's something wrong with you. Seriously. Alrighty, everybody. Oh, that stuff gets me. I'm telling you, it does. I'm a softie when it comes to this stuff. I just love my country so much. I want so much our country to be back, and that's why. So, it's really interesting because I can play all kinds of things, but between that and my theme song, the Lean Greenwood stuff, but I'm sure there's other stuff out there too. But wow, powerful stuff. It really is powerful. Alrighty. I know people think I'm crazy, but it's just, for that kind of stuff, it really is just very heart-wrenching. It really is. I wanted to see one other thing. I didn't get as much chance to catch up because we're leaving pretty quickly after this show. But we're leaving them. But there was a. Did you know that slime bag Secretary of State of Georgia leaked the phone call to the Washington Post? Unbelievable. Donald Trump says, I spoke to Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, yesterday about Fulton County and voter fraud in Georgia. He was unwilling or unable to answer questions such as the ballots under the table scam, ballot destruction, out-of-state voters, dead voters, and more.
We ship thousands of these.
How can anybody be proud of their people that they're working with?
There we go.
When
in this package, we'll
how can you be proud of the guy that you voted for? I'm telling you what, these people better be careful because when you start messing with our country like they are,
the steps a timeshare owner needs to
I see some people one day just plugging them. In fact, I've heard more lately. Which is really, I don't want violence, don't get me wrong, but I've heard lately that some of these people better have someone around the rest of their life because when they are willing to sell you down the river. Here, I'll tell you what, when you got these jackasses that make these restrictions or shutdowns and say, we don't care about your family, we want to shut your bar down, we want to shut your restaurant down, we don't care.
And please welcome one of America's.
And then the other people around, this is one thing that's always bothered me. One of the people around, they go, well, it's not me.
Greenwood.
If you are one of those people that say, well, somebody needs to help them. Yesterday I was reading, these are the things that get me, is people that point at other people, tell them to help. There was and I don't see this from the Trumpers, by the way, but I was looking at that Nextdoor app, and I was looking at it, and a woman said that she had issues that that she couldn't get a job and they'd shut her business down or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was. And did the people help? You know what they did? They said, why don't you go put an app in a Walmart? Put an application in Walmart. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Not one of those other people said anything like, how about I come over? Now, there are scammers out there, don't get me wrong, but how about I come over and we visit and we see what we can do? See if we can get people together, get other people to identify the problems. Because, look, make no mistake about it, there are scammers out there. What do you mean you're getting other audio? You are now? Oh, wait a minute. That help? I don't know how you were, but oh well. You are broadcasting Hazelwood in the background. I'm not sure what you're saying. Did that take care of it? I think my soundboard leaks a little bit, if that makes sense. Did that take care of it? Let me know. I think it did. You love it while he talks. I'll tell you what. One of the greatest things I'm going to do on Wednesday is meet the wonderful friends I have right now that I've never met. That's the best part. It really is. That's better. Okay, good. All right. That's what it is. It's off now. Yeah, that's what it was. Thanks for telling me. I didn't. It's not supposed to do that. So anyway, by the way, the number does work. 636-344-0003. If you got anything you want to say, you're more than welcome to call. Yes, I fixed it. Okay. Hey, thank you for telling me. I don't know until I see it, but I saw it on the screen, but according to what this is, it's not supposed to do it. But anyway, took care of it. Where was I here? I want to go back to what I was saying. The greatest part of what I've done in the last few months, especially, I think has really made a family out of the Trump voters. That I think a lot of them are saying, man, I mean, a lot of people actually feel bad now, and they go, I want to do something. There's nothing wrong. That's why I tell everybody there's nothing wrong with saying, being mad at yourself for not doing enough. That's fine. Get over it. We don't need to be mad at yourself for not helping. We need you now to just say, what can I do? The best thing you can do is I'll play President John F. Kennedy. What can I do? What can I do for my country now? And really do. And not just sit by and watch everybody else do it. Because you see what happens when you let everybody else do it. They will gladly let you do it. Oh, yeah, they'll do it. Yes, just send me your money and vote for me, and I'll take care of you. I will go ahead and make sure you're in great shape. And I will send you something all the time, letting you know all the good stuff I've done that I know you'll like. But what they don't say is, I'm not going to send you the stuff that you won't like. Trust me. That's exactly what they're doing. You know, when you get these people, Jim, if you're watching the show right now, my friend Dr. Neely, call us and tell us exactly the kind of stuff that goes on in the background. You know, when they get out, it's the only time they can do it. That's the only time they can do it. So if your state legislature, you think they're a good guy, by the way, this is what we're doing. In Real Republicans, we are doing this. So if you're not part of Real Republicans, and you got to be. You got to be. In fact, I have a couple things to say about that. But we are going to put out a hit list on the certain ones that we know are full of crap that never need to be there again. They need to be gone. Unfortunately, the list is longer than the list that's going to say these are good people. In fact, if for wherever you are, if you are in Jefferson County, it's already on the site. We have a website. It's going to get better and better as time goes on, so please be patient. RealRepublicans.net. If you go there and you see your county there, there's only two counties right now, I think, that are there. One of them is Jefferson County, and the other one is Perry County. But there are elections going around the whole state of Missouri right now, and what we'd like you to do is report it to us. Let me know so I can put it on there. And in time, we'll have a much more intense website. But the point is that I'm a little frustrated. I know people are concerned about the Trump election, but I want to see people jump on those all those positions that are open in Jefferson County and the other counties. We need people. I want to see the pride that people have, and it is cool when you go, I put my name on the ballot. You have no idea how good that feeling is. It's a wonderful feeling to put your name on the ballot. It's even a better feeling to win. Why do you think some of these guys do it? So they can win. We have to be aggressive at all levels. You're right. School boards, I mean, I can name it. Let me go to our site real quick, and I can tell you the different positions. Now, if this is in your county, if Jefferson County is yours, don't just say, wow, I'll turn it off. This is the kind of stuff you can do. I mean, I've got Burns Mill, Cedar Hill, Crystal City, all these. They have positions for aldermen and whatever they call them there. They got different names for them. My friend Buddy Russell was there. He's up for election. It's a 2-year term. The guy's awesome. He cares about his people. That's who you need. Sandy says, Jim's in the kitchen. Oh, you little devil, Sandy. You got Jim working hard. She's got him home now because he's finally done. He's finally officially done. So he's relaxing. Oh, look, Sandy, I don't blame him. Your husband has put in years of hard work, and my hat is off to him. It really is. But but Sandy would agree. He wants everybody to be involved. He does. Anyway, you got all these different positions, mayors and trustees and all that stuff, and then the boards of education. That is something I really care about. Then there's other ones in here too. Come to think of it, they're not even. I don't even think they're in here. Somebody has to send this to me. There are different other positions, and that's why they're trying to see. That's just it. We're still trying to get all this worked out. We want to know about every single elected position because we want to take over. We want to do what the left has been doing. The left has done look, you may not like the left, and I don't like them either, but I have a lot more respect for the left than I do the right a lot of times. What? You know why? Because they go for the gusto. They get involved. They do everything they can. They try to be involved. The school boards, they own the school boards. Every one of these school boards, I'll bet you just about, I think one of them is more conservative, but almost every school board I'm looking at right now is almost all run by Democrats. By that great teachers union. By that teachers union that we're also concerned about, that, we're going, why are they doing this? If you're someone, think about this. If you're someone, Haskins has to go. If you're someone, that's next year, that is upset with the schools, you should be running to the administration building and saying, I want my name on the ballot. And if you put your name on the ballot and you're a real Republican, we will do everything we can to help you. Everything. And stay tuned, because the next week or two is when we're going to start our funding. And I know that for some people they're excited. But I'll tell you what, I have seen the kindest people in the last 2 weeks, whatever, that I can imagine. We've had people saying, I will support somebody if they want to go. I can't. People that feel guilty because they can't go to D.C. and they say, I will go ahead and pay their way. And so what I've done, and the thing is, it's hard for Republicans to go on the site and say, I would love to go, but I can't afford it. But I've had people do that. And I've told them, I said, why don't you go under and just say that? Because I like it when they're sponsored. Because at first, it's a lot of work for us to do it anyway. But if you do that, then and you watch this, you see the people doing it. I've had people offer me money and say, Dave, we appreciate everything. What can we do? What you can do is, when we finally get everything set up, is be involved in getting elected, be involved in participating and funding the real Republicans. I'm not getting any money out of this. If I do, then we got to file as whatever the classification is, and I'm not doing it. I'm not dying for money. I mean, I could always use more money, but you know what? As long as I got enough to pay my bills, I'm fine. I don't really care. Now let me tell you the difference here between myself and a lot of others. I can tell you right now, there are a lot of people who do fine. I mean, they make good. They've got money anyway, but they are making six figures running political organizations. Yeah, I've heard Rush talk about this, and he's so right. You ever notice how many political organizations are conservative and they never get anywhere? I'm dead serious. Think about it. How many are there? And these people say, oh, we appreciate all you do. Nothing changes. And guess what? Those same people aren't too happy with me right now. But I thought they were Republicans. Yeah, so did I. But they're not happy because what will happen is the funding for their organizations won't go as good. And the reason is because they're finding out that they're paying the people running those places $140,000 a year. How many of you people watching the show right now make $140,000 a year? And what do? They go out and they suppose they get help Republicans. We get conservative. That's fine. But you get 2 or 3 at a time. Nobody knows about you. And that's the problem. And then you have to go through their check system. And some of them I just don't care for. Last time I went at it with somebody who was who couldn't stand Trump. By the way, a lot of those people a few years ago that couldn't stand Trump, all of a sudden are doing what we think. They love Trump now. But I'm always suspect of these people. Why do they really love Trump? Do they love Trump because that is what's put butter on their bread? Is that what it is? Because that's really what a lot of it is. Look, in politics, it's about the money and the power. Never forget that. Now, if anyone's ever concerned that I'm going to be one that will stray for the money and the power, you don't know me. You don't know me because I grew up without money. I did. I grew up without money. I don't care about big houses. I care about my country. Yeah, be nicer to have a nicer house or another house or whatever. But you know what? We have friends. You know, if I want to go to Florida, I've got friends that go, Dave, come on over. We'd love for you to spend a night or two with us. Why should I buy a house? I've got friends that do that. Some of them I haven't even met. That's the cool part about what I do, and everybody out there. Seriously, it's the most awesome feeling you've ever had. So if you're ever concerned that I'm going to do that, you're wasting your time. There you go. See Sherry there? Sherry, on my way to pick up a packet from Northwest School Board. You hear that? Everybody stand up and give her applause. I'm serious. That's really awesome. And I get to meet Sherry on Wednesday. Because she's going there. She goes, hell yeah, I'm going. I don't care if anybody else going. I'm going no matter what. And I can't tell you how many people have told me, Dave, we're gonna take over the U.S. Capitol if they don't take care of it. Isn't that awesome? And I want to hear that from everybody. Everybody should applaud, but you know what? I mean, you know what I do when that happens? I'm a little different than most. What I do is I feel a little guilt. It's like, maybe I'm not doing enough. Now, a lot of people would disagree with that, and if I have more hours a day, I do more, but I just don't have the hours in a day. But there are people out there, and somebody's got to do this. I don't see anybody stepping up the plate to do this. And the point is that this is a lot more work than you think. I can fill out. Oh yeah, you can. There you go. You can look like you're nervous because you be on the bus and your hand will be shaking. No, I get a feeling Sherry isn't the shaky type. And I kudos to you women that are doing this. And you see, guys, that's a woman doing this. I'm waiting for the guys to stand up and say, "I'm doing it." Honestly, you will get. I mean, we'll make you superstars. Not for the fact that you're. I don't know how to say this. Just we'll make you superstars because you're actually doing things. Keith and I have talked about this. We don't want 10% pulling the load for 90. And by the way, I don't mind advice. I'll be the first to tell you, I don't mind advice, but it's really difficult to take advice from people who don't do anything. I believe in credibility. There's a term, credibility. Everybody needs to know it. And credibility in politics means what have you done in your life? You know, when we had people running for governor, we had a man that saved his money. He went and served his country. He saved his money. He became a doctor. He did all those great things that you should be doing. He didn't live off his last nickel. He did everything he was supposed to do. He ran for he was a school board. By the way, he started off with the school board. Dr. Neely started off with the school board. And then he became a state rep as he was a physician. You talk about dedication. My God, that is just tremendous dedication. I mean, everybody should be in awe of this man. I am. One of the greatest guys I've ever met in my life. He really is. Yeah, I'll take a check, Jim. I'm kidding. Anyway, one of the greatest guys you'll ever meet. And the people he's running against. One of them was an attorney. That should scare the hell out of you right now. Who was married. I'm bringing this up for a reason because we have to have credibility. We just can't go into it with, oh, wow, they said the greatest things. No. They've got to have credibility. They've got to have a history. They've got to have something. Okay, I want to read this. I met in the political season. You met me or what? Okay. Anyway, I've put together a 15-passenger van full of patriots that are going to D.C. this evening to support. That is awesome. We've got a lot of that. By the way, my friend Chuck Dodson, who started this, he actually did that. He was getting a 15-passenger van, and next thing you know, we're on our third bus, and we probably filled a couple more. If we have a lot of people that's where the social media networks do really come in handy. That's why people, I'm getting off of it and whatever. I'm on the other ones. I haven't really spent much time on them, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I want to go back to what I was saying about people who are tremendous to do things. I hope that every single person here feels a little guilt when they go, I really need to do more. That's but once you do, I love to see people get rid of that guilt. Oh, it's so nice when people go, man, this, hey, Sherry, you're still here, I think, unless you left. How good does it make you feel that you're getting your packet and your money? And everybody needs to help this woman get there. We need her. We need another person, I think, she's in Northwest. There's 2 people there. And we need people to be there. You meet once a month. How many retired farts out there are sitting back doing nothing but trying to tell everybody else what to do? Because frankly, I really don't have a lot of, I'll be, this one of my weak points, is not really weak, is I don't take advice from people who aren't credible. People are like, well, you should. Well, maybe I should, but I don't. Because somebody has to have a history. It's like the old Happy Days I talk about. You had to have hit somebody once. Not that you have to hit them, but you have to have done something. If you're running for governor and all you're doing is saying all kinds of nice stuff, and that's all you're doing, but you have no credibility, you have no home, you have nothing else, you can't show anything you've ever done, and you drive around expensive cars because it looks good. What was you? Doc finally got a Cadillac, but I mean he's a doctor, but he was driving most of the time in a pickup truck. Just like Bill Walton. Yes. In fact, I'll never forget when he said, Dave, I had to put new tires on my truck. I wore the other ones out. Because the man was out all the time. Take tequila. Virginia's hard to buy drinks. In D.C. is easy. Well, I will definitely... Look, I'm in politics. And unlike some of you people... I drink. I don't drink a lot, but I mean, I do like to have my honey bourbon. So I will have my drinks with me, but we'll be there for a couple. I got enough for that, and then we get to another state. We'll go. We're going through states anyway. We'll be fine. By the way, in Missouri, in our area here, when I know this is off topic, but I buy the big bottles of honey bourbon, Jim Beam honey bourbon. And I just like it. I don't like regular bourbon. I like that. And you can't find them. All you can find are the smaller bottles, which sucks because it's more expensive and all that. So, all right, Sherry's answering my question. I feel like it will make those others who are running not to take the position for granted, that they are entitled to the position just because that happens all the time. My God, that's perfect, Sherry. You have any people say, wait a minute, I've been here for 8 years or 10 years. How dare you? I got that in the Central Committee. What do you mean you're running somebody against me? Well, I don't like the way you vote. Well, but I've been here for 10 years. Yep, time to sweep your ass out the door. And it's time to take our schools back. Why would our schools right now be bent over? By the way, the health department has no business telling the schools what to do. But look, I'll tell you right now, Democrats all work together. Oh, my God. They're doing a terrific job. This is where we have to look. This is where we all have to look at each other and say, Democrats, you see how well we can work together when we want to go to a rally. That we're pretty good at now. Now, let's put our money where our mouth is and put our feet where we're talking, because you've got to walk the walk. You just can't talk the talk. You got to walk the walk. A lot of us talk the talk. But when it's like even what I do here. This takes a lot of my time and effort. And there's a lot of things I could do besides this. But honestly, I don't watch the Lee Greenwood song and just think, yeah, that was pretty good. No. I like staying at attention almost every time. I mean, my heart just, it just comes out of my body because it's just like, how can people not listen to some of this stuff and not get them? Well, we're going to put your name on the ballot there, Dougie. Douglas, as your wife calls you. Yeah, you're going to put your name on the ballot. Yeah. See, there's people volunteering. One of the reasons that Trump does not get along with Washington elite is that he does not drink with them. That's true. Trump is not a drinker. His brother died of alcoholism. And by the way, isn't this wonderful? Trump doesn't drink. I don't care if people drinking. I don't want people to be drunks, whatever. But and they're mean. I grew up with a dad that was a terror when he was drunk. He was a jackass. That's why I don't have anything to do with it. Well, when he died, he's been dead for years, but still, it didn't have anything to do with him. But anyway, from what I understand, none of Trump's kids drink or smoke. They don't do anything like that. Isn't that what we should be looking up to? These kids are out helping their dad. They're out there helping our dad and helping our country. What is Joe Biden's kids doing? They're on drugs, screwing their nieces, and help themselves. Dad, get me a job where I don't have to do anything and I can make millions of dollars. Not a problem, son. I am the vice president. We can take care of that. Hey, China, can you help us out here? Not a problem. You know how it goes. You help me and I'll help you. That's how it works. And they did. And they sold Obama actually Obama and Biden, because Biden was the China connection basically just like, well, so was Obama. They sold our jobs overseas. Oh, yeah. Manufacturing's gone. You know, you people there, you blue collar people, you don't have your college degree. We don't care about you. You can just live in the ghettos and that's good enough for me. We really don't care. And that's really what happens. So, what am I getting here? Yeah, people that can't do it. Linda, poor Linda. We have to all say hi to Linda because Linda watches the show every day, but she's a bad girl. She's in Facebook jail, like so many of you people have been in. I know. She goes, I wish I could have gone. She couldn't go because of work, and I understand that. Anyway, let me see. Oh man, we got all kinds of people. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Okay, where were we? Jimmy says Ukraine has released a 1-hour-long video of a press conference confirming that Joe Biden committed tax evasion in their country. That's Joe Biden. That's a Hunter. I'm sure he's in on it too. Stating that they want their money back. During the press conference, multiple witnesses were interviewed, and bank records were released confirming the information. You know what? We are elected. Well, not we. Those people want a crook in charge. We've had a share of crooks. Now we got the biggest one ever. And guess what? They're going to put him out to pasture. And then we'll have someone like Kamala Harris. Is that what we want? I'm not going there. I'm not going to Washington, D.C. so we can allow that to happen. That's not going to happen. And I'll tell you what, we are going to be part of history. Well, no, the one that has the main picture, Carl said, I'm sure my picture's on the wall in Facebook jail. The one that is in jail, is got his picture plastered, would be Greg Zada. I know as soon as I said that, Linda's laughing her butt off because she's like, yep, Greg is the worst. Greg is in, I think Greg comes out for like 2 days and he's in jail for 30. So might be better for his health because he's not looking so good. Love you, Greg, but he's not looking so good lately. Hope he's going to be okay. But all right. Let's get back to get. So anyway, I've already talked about the fact that everybody watching the show right now, don't be asking. Go find it. It's not that hard to find. It really isn't that hard to find. The people that when they say they can't. Let me see. Purchase my brother, man who lives in Houston, had a massive heart attack. We are. I want to answer that because I have a friend. And I'm going to tell her about this because I have to say this. I got to do this, people. I got to do my talk to text. Chuck, please go to Lori Ann and put her in there. She has 3 people that would like to go. Sorry, had to do that. See, I'm still working. I'm doing the other stuff too. See, it's a never-ending battle, my friends. Well, you know what? I'm pretty lucky, though. I don't know why. I think it's because I learned that when you do Facebook, you have to ask questions, and sometimes they do silly crap. Well, they always do silly crap, but I haven't had too much issue. I've been in Facebook jail 3 times, one for a month. One for a week, and the other times for 1 day. So But I need my platform, and you know what? It doesn't matter what I say. That's one thing I want everybody to understand. You can get pissed off on Facebook and do what you want to do. Doesn't make a difference. A lot of people are going to argue with it, and that's it. I just try to give them facts. The facts will set you free. Oh, let me see. Whoops. That's the one thing you got to do when you have a talk to text on, is you got to make sure you take the talk off because it just repeated everything I just said. Okay, here. Okay. All right, give me 1 second here, folks. Just make sure this doesn't get passed on because, that's one way for him to listen to my show. That's good enough. Okay, and by the way, I want to appeal to some people here. Not just do we want you. I don't want to appeal that because people should be doing without me even asking. Honestly, but run for some of these positions. There's all kinds of them out there. The only one I would say don't touch is leave our buddy Hillsborough, the Hillsborough mayor, Buddy Russell. He's a good man. We do have a few good ones out there. A lot of these people I have no. If I look real hard, I can maybe find a couple of. But most of these people are there, just like Sherry said. They've been there forever. Well, I've been here for 20 years. I don't know why you want to get rid of me, because our school system sucks. Because you have kids at home trying to learn on the computer. Look, some people are good at it. My youngest daughter was extremely good at learning on a computer. Some people aren't. I'll tell you what. I like to tell my stories sometimes, and this is my youngest daughter. Just something that happened. I'm not going to tell everything about her because it's a little embarrassing. But the youngest daughter thing, when she was learning to read, her mom my ex would read to her, and she liked that. But I said, why isn't she reading? Well, she just likes me to read. That's one of the problems we had anyway. And anyway, I started having fun with my daughter, and I'd say, I bet you can't even read that. And I challenged her. And she finally came out and started reading, and my God, in no time flat, she was reading faster than any person I've ever seen on the planet. I understand there's somebody else, though. Any of you people remember Batman Robin, the real Batman Robin? Adam West and Ward. Can't think. Burt Ward. Anyway, I was reading this one day. This is just a side note. Most people can only read 200 words a minute, from what I understand. That guy could read several thousand words a minute. Oh, by the way, You can read 200 words a minute, and your what's the word they say? Anyway, you understood. I'll just say it that way. Was maybe 30%, 50%, something like that. His was 90%, and he was one of the fastest readers ever. But he was at 90%, and he could read thousands of words a minute. I'm not going to look it up now, but he could. That to me is just amazing. You're right. Kids today can't read the document they were enacted. You're right. You know, how many people think kids need to do cursive? How about that one? That's a big one. Now, I have to be honest with you. I haven't done cursive in years, except for my signature isn't cursive. It's slop. But I haven't done cursive in years. And I did it because of business reasons. I printed everything. Because in the old days, we didn't have computers. And, yeah, my old age is showing we didn't have computers. So I actually not printed, but I printed the words myself, and so my drivers could understand it. I want to go to something real quick that I've been bugging me for a while. Now I know we're talking about Trump and the rest of it. We have to respect every other person out there, whether they're a carpenter, plumber, teacher, doctor, whatever. One thing about Doc that I love about him is he doesn't look down on me like, oh, you're just I'm a lighting guy. I do this, I do that. He doesn't look down on me. We have an ultimate respect. I respect other people that work hard. I respect the guy. Seriously, I respect the guy at the car wash. I can't stand. I don't mind washing my car. I don't like doing the insides and all that stuff. The detail guys. My God, that's somebody I respect. And you may say, well, no, anybody can do that. I don't think so. But when they do it so well, and they're proud of what they do, I respect that guy. I really do. I respect people who work hard, that take pride in their work. It doesn't matter what your occupation is. And I really couldn't give it, pardon me, I will say it the way it is, I really couldn't give a rat's ass if you have a degree. Congratulations if you do. Congratulations if you do. That's great. But do not think that you're someone special because you have a degree. I could wipe my butt with that degree any day of the week. Let's put it that way. Because I know of a lot of people that actually worked for me that had degrees, and they were no better than I. In fact, a lot of them were lazy, and they actually thought because they went through college that they got everything they wanted. That it's like, wait, I went through college. I have a degree. I should get an easy job. Bullshit. Ronnie White, how you doing? Ronnie, are you going to D.C.? I'm just wondering. Ronnie's one of my heroes. Ronnie was a military man. He taught ROTC in the Ozarks, and I just class individual, just super class. I have a lot of friends that are class. I really do. I think we admire each other in different ways. Darren, my friend Darren. He does, what would you say? You do asphalt and concrete work and stuff like that. Intelligent guy. He's actually on the Central Committee. I got him going on that. He came by my house last week and moved some rock around. And we talked, and he's a hard worker. I respect people like that. It's not about that stupid degree. I couldn't care. Show me a piece of paper, and I'll show you what I can burn it in a heartbeat. But I can't burn your integrity. I can't burn your heart. I can't do that. But that piece of paper, and I am not knocking people to have it. If you worked hard and using it correctly, good for you. But if you think you're going to take that piece of paper and put it in my face and think you're better than me, you got a long ways to go. That's never going to happen because I couldn't care. I respect people for what they do, but it's what you do all the time, not just what you did when mommy and daddy forced you to go to college. Not going. Well, Ronnie, you'll be there with us in spirit. I know that. The guy, Ronnie's a patriot. You've done your, Ronnie, do you understand? Ronnie's a military guy. Do you understand what I'm saying? That I'm doing my military duty now to some extent? And do I pass, sir? Do you think I'm doing my duty now as a citizen in the internal army the internal army of the United States, because that's of America, I should say. Because I'll tell you what, we're gonna take our country back. We're gonna do that, and I know Ronnie still does that. He does what he can there. And by the way, we have some people. If you're down in Southwest Missouri, we want a chapter of Real Republicans down there. When we finally get everything down and ready to go in the next month or two, I want us to do everything we can to get a chapter in every county in this nation, every county. Because if you think that we're going to do this by sitting back and going to rallies once a month or year, whatever, that ain't going to happen. You know, the people that run our states and counties and cities and country are just so many of them are really disgusting individuals that have schmoozed us into all kinds of things. Not all of them, so don't think I'm saying all of them, but I will say one thing: most of them are for sale. In fact, you know what? We talked about Roy Blunt and other people like this. I think that maybe all the big contributors of each and every they won't pass this law. Let's see if they pass this one. All the big contributors, just have it out there up front. All the big contributors to each politician, they should have a jacket like they do in NASCAR, you know, with all that, and say, "Hey, Monsanto, you know, the teachers union, whatever." That's what they should have. Perry County Real Republicans reported for duty. I love this guy. He's great. Oh, what do you think of that? You like that idea? You know. Anyway, that's a really good way. Hey, you know what? We all start with a salute to our country. How's that? We need to do something a little different. That, you know, we really do. Something that just makes people just excited to be there. In fact, people that just show up. How many times you been somewhere and people just show up and you're going, "Why don't you go home? Why the hell are you here? Taking up a seat there because it's there." You know, there's a guy in Jefferson County, and he says he's a Republican. He's not a Republican. His name's Dan Stallman. So many people know what I'm talking about. He's on the Central Committee, and he's on the county council. And I'm telling you right now, my friends, I can't think of one thing he's ever done. Ever. Somebody help me. Why does somebody get elected by Republicans? They vote for somebody that they just know. Well, I know who he is. I've got a lot of friends I know. I wouldn't vote for them for dog catcher. They're nice people, but they won't do anything. They're wusses. They won't stand up. And let me tell you right now, I told somebody on the health board recently, I said, if you're going to be on the health board, you need to stand up. You need to stand up and say, I am representing my constituents. That is your job. And I'll even go a step farther. Some people don't like this. If you are, what about, we'll talk about it in a second. If you are someone that's representing your constituents, you damn sure better be ready. If you don't vote the way you know they want you to vote, you damn sure better be ready to take the grief, and you damn sure be ready to deal with all the stuff that's going to go with it. Because if you know the job of your representative, the whole idea of a republic is your representative. Roy Blunt, you listening? There's a huge majority of voters in the state of Missouri that says get off your ass and get out there and help our president when in his time of need, because we put you there. We put you there. But he doesn't think he thinks he's in charge. He thinks he's in charge of us. Anytime a politician thinks they're in charge of you is when it's time to go. What about Gannon? For those of you who don't know, for Jefferson County, we have a county executive. His name is I almost said Elaine, might as well be. Anyway, his name's Gannon. And Dennis Gannon, and he's a weakling. I don't mean to be rude. I as a leader, he's not. But he was there because that's who the established Republicans wanted. And we didn't have any other force. We have a force now. We have a force. Who is Roy Blunt? Oh, you're funny, Charles. This is Monday your comedy day, my friend? Oh, God. All right, let's talk about the rally. We only got about 15 minutes left here. All right, I am looking forward to meeting everybody. If you need to get a hold of me, a lot of people, you got my Facebook, you can message me. If you need my phone number, which is probably easier either way to get a hold of me, whatever you want to do, I will gladly give it to you. I'm not afraid. I want to meet everybody when I'm in D.C. We can hang out together, have a good time. And they're the ones that are driving there. We're going to hang out again later. My friend Suzanne's going to be there. Hey, we're there. We are there. We are going to do everything we can to change what we can. We're going to show our country. We're going to show our country that that we mean business. We're not kidding. I would suggest strongly that when the media talks to you, this is what I really do suggest this. Don't if it's Fox News, unless it's Tucker or something like that. There's very few on Fox I will talk to. If it's ABC, CBS, NBC, tell them to take their fake news and stick it up where the sun doesn't shine. That's what you do with these. Don't talk to them. Just say anything you do, you're gonna change anyway. So go away. Wasn't that for those you watching right now that were at the Jefferson County rally when I tried to get Andy Banker to talk and he wouldn't? We told him fake news, go away. Wasn't that the greatest feeling when we got him to pack his stuff up? And it doesn't matter what he says. It doesn't matter what he says. Because, you know, the media, the mainstream media is going to lie. So why do it? Jason, I wanted to talk to you anyway. Jason, you see him in Facebook right now on the comment section. Jason spent many years in the military, and he was a contractor in Baghdad. And he can tell you about some of the hey, Jason, how much American, big-time corporate American stuff was going on as far as like McDonald's and Bank of America in Baghdad? And could people get away with that here? That could not make the people feel good over there, did it? I'll wait for his response. There's a little delay in here, so we'll find out. But, you know, when you go to these other countries, a lot of these wars, by the way, are fought to help corporate America, the corrupt corporate America, and it's also to help, that's for ammunition, tanks, the rest of it. That's, let's have a war, and that's their way of, we can't have manufacturing like Donald Trump wants. The left and the established Republicans, they like wars because that way they get to sell planes and tanks and the rest of it, just like Eisenhower talked about. Trump is like, hey, let's get the manufacturers back. And then if we have a war, we're ready. Do you know that how many presidents in so long have kept us ill-equipped? That if we had a real war, we couldn't do anything. We'd have to go to... What would happen before we cranked up U.S. Steel again? What would happen if we had a war with China? You think China's going to say, well, we're going to war with you. Yeah, we'll ship some steel to you. We didn't have any. Not really. And Trump has been smart enough to say, no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We're not protecting ourselves. See? Jason just said it. Lots of politics and big corporations. It's the big corporations, my friends, that we need to be concerned about. The big corporations are running the show. And you know what they don't like about Trump? You know what they hate about Trump? He doesn't care. Well, if you're going to be a big corporation, you're going to help our country. You know what big corporations do? They do what GE did. They lay off all their people in the States, and they send their stuff to the cheapest crap to get the cheapest crap back as we can get, but they send their stuff overseas to make so they can send it back. Oh, so we can get it cheap. That's what they tell us. Yes, cheap is relative. Trust me, I always like that. One who agrees is just yeah. I'm telling you, that's where we are. We have a president standing up for us. So if you're looking over the big corporations, I'm telling you, they are in bed with the Democrats. Wall Street is in bed with the Democrats. Look at who's in bed with the Democrats. PC and microtechnology must have our own. Yeah, we have a lot of things they don't have. All-out war would be over and done in a week with millions of casualties on both sides, and those deaths would not all be soldiers. You're right. Yes, because, remember how we used to be concerned about, look, we ended World War II with the bomb. We did. We did it. And it killed a lot of people, but it stopped it. Now we're trying to surgically do things, and I'm sorry, that's not really what war is. What war ends up being now is let's just kill a bunch of people's lives, and we'll go ahead and we can make all kinds of new tanks, and that'll keep everybody going. So a few people lose their lives. And you know what? Donald Trump doesn't believe in that. Isn't that great to have a president that cares enough about his people that does that? Everybody in D.C. going to D.C. is accomplishing their duty as Americans prove themselves worthy of the freedoms guaranteed by the Bill of Rights. Service to our country. Absolutely. Absolutely. And by the way, Ronnie, you're here and a few other vets are here. Do you think of all military as heroes? I don't. I think of most of them. I think when they're doing their duty, they are. But when they come back here, this is what I meant. I should clarify what I mean here. When they come back, it's what do they do when they come back? Are they running? Are they doing honorable things, or are they out there killing people? Are they out there molesting kids? What are they doing? I'm not saying all of them. Some of them do that. That's why we should never look at every military person that comes back and just call him a hero the rest of his life. That just shouldn't happen. Let me see here. Real estate. Okay. That was weird. Anyway, that's what we have to be careful of. So, anyway, lost my train of thought there. I'm sorry. But anyway, we're all heroes. I mean, the ones that are going, we're not heroes, but we're doing our patriotic duty. Heroes to me is a special class. Hero to me is someone that saves his partner's life that's a police officer. Someone out there. Not every police officer is a hero. God, don't make the term so cheap. Hey, Darren, I'll see you tomorrow, buddy. I know you got to get going. But heroes are not cheap. Heroes are not cheap. I mean, heroes are someone special, someone that did something extraordinary. And I think we have made, here you go. You notice who the heroes always are? I think the teachers are heroes. I think all the police officers are heroes. No, they're not. Do you think every teacher's a hero? Hey, why don't you teach my kid how to hate our country? How about you teach our kid to be a socialist? Is that a hero to you? I don't think so. We got to use that term correctly, and I think the people that really care, the people paying attention really know that. But we've cheapened a lot of things. We really have. So anyway, look, guys, I'm getting out of town, so I'm not going to extend my time like usual. No, nor I gotta go to this though. Nor do I think everyone that is paid to serve is a hero. Yes, you got a lot of scumbags in there, don't you? Hey, you know where they used to put the guys going to jail? They say put in the military. That'll straighten them out. Most of the bad guys washed out in basic, but some of them made it through, and some of them. Hey, wait a minute. Some of them got up there quickly by having somebody they know. You know, the real way to get through life is not what you know, it's who you know. It is. It's who you know. You can have all the, you got to work 10 times harder. How many times you ever see somebody in position that got there because they knew somebody? How many union people do you know they couldn't get a job until they found somebody that said, hey, they're okay? You see it all the time. You know, so let's make heroes out of people who heroes really are. And by the way, we may have some heroes on Wednesday. You know, the heroes from the amount of pressure that some of these people are getting up in Congress and the Senate. Now, that's their job, too. See, when people are doing their job, their regular job, that's not a hero to me. It isn't. Their regular job. It's somebody that's gone above and beyond their job. Just because somebody's got a police uniform on doesn't make them a hero. But if they do some really spectacular things, that makes them a hero to me. If they go into a building. You want to know, here are some police officers that aren't a hero. You remember the Parkland, I think it was Parkland shooting, the school shooting? And the officers that stood outside and watched the kids get massacred inside because they were told not to go in. As an ex-cop, let me tell you right now, I would have either not answered that or I would have said, you can kiss my ass. I'm going inside. I have a job to do. That's what I do. And you know what? Unfortunately, we have too many people say, yes, sir, no, sir. If it's wrong, I don't say. I will gladly say no, sir. And I always do that. That's just who I am. So anyway. All right, my friends. I will see you in D.C. I will be doing some Facebook Live in the meantime. I'm not sure about tomorrow. I probably will. But Wednesday, for sure, I'll be doing a lot of Facebook Live. So, yeah, that's great. So anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing all you guys. It's going to be a great time. So have a good time. Be careful getting there. And be careful around all the idiots there. And I will see you. Let me get this right. I will see you on this show. It'll be just Facebook Live for a while. So just for a couple weeks. We'll be back. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you soon.
You can't quit.
And why not? I get fired.
You can't fire him.
Why not?
He quit.
Over? Did you say over? Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
German? Forget it, he's rolling.
It ain't over now. Because when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Who's with me? Let's go! Come on! Thanks. I needed that.